Hello, humans of the internet. This is Ryan, aka Crypto Zaddy, aka Hurricane Force Chest Hair. And thank God too, because it is snowing and freezing here in New York. With a lot of really fresh faces coming into crypto these days, it seems like there are people that are brand new trying to get information that seems too basic for most of the veterans to want to answer. I've noticed this in Facebook groups, WhatsApp group chats, Discord, Slack, you name it. Unfortunately, there are some really condescending answers coming from some of the more experienced people, which seems very unnecessary to me. If this is too basic for you, feel free to skip it. Feel free to wait for the next video. Feel free to never come back. But if you are brand new, there is a lot of information on CoinMarketCap.com, and I think that even for more experienced people, they might not really know how to make use of all that information and maybe kind of skip over a lot of things. So this video is going to show you how to make the most out of CoinMarketCap.com. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like button, hit subscribe, leave a comment, whether good or bad. Either way, all the feedback is really appreciated, especially at this early stage of my YouTube channel. Hopefully you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm just going to go quickly top to bottom and left to right and show you how to really dive into CoinMarketCap. Obviously, we have an ad at the top here. I'm going to get rid of that. This shows you the number of cryptocurrencies that currently exist. This shows the markets that are being made, meaning trading one currency for another, whether that's fiat to crypto or crypto to crypto. For example, US dollar to Bitcoin would be what's called fiat to crypto, or Ether to Ripple would be what's called crypto to crypto. Here's the entire market capitalization of the cryptocurrency market right now, meaning there are $540 billion roughly worth of money in cryptocurrencies. This is the number of dollars that have been traded over the last 24 hours, or roughly 32 billion. And the Bitcoin dominance index right here, this shows you, basically this percentage represents out of all 539 billion, right now around 298 billion are in Bitcoin. So it shows the percentage that belongs to Bitcoin. Usually what you will see happen is as the Bitcoin dominance increases, meaning more money is coming into Bitcoin relative to the other coins, a lot of the other coins will be in the red. They'll be bleeding value. And then the inverse, of course, is true. When the Bitcoin dominance is reduced, what you'll see is that generally people are taking their money out of Bitcoin, and when it comes out of Bitcoin, usually it's going into one of these other top 100 coins. Even a tiny percentage change in the market cap of Bitcoin, obviously because of the size of its market capitalization, can mean massive movement in the green for a lot of these coins. But for now, I just want to click into Bitcoin, and I'll probably look at another coin. I think Vertcoin would be another one I want to take a look at, and just show you guys how to look at these. Again, top to bottom, left to right. These are going to be on every single page, so I'm not going to address these right now, but basically you have the icon, the coin name, the coin ticker symbol. Then you've obviously got the price, its current movement for the day. And then right here is going to be its price in Bitcoin. So obviously with Bitcoin, it's equal to one Bitcoin, just like $1 is equal to $1. But for something like Vertcoin, you'll see that this is the price of a Vertcoin in Bitcoin, and this is its price relative to Bitcoin. So today, right now, Vertcoin is down 3.26% relative to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is having a pretty good day. You have links over here to the website, official website of Bitcoin right here. There's another website, bitcoin.com. Then you have the Explorer. The Explorer shows you all of the information from blocks and transactions that are happening on a particular blockchain. So for example, this is showing blocks that have recently been mined. And if you were to type in an address or a transaction ID, it will take you to this particular address. It shows you, the unique QR code for this address. It shows you transactions that have happened to and from this address. And it's all, as you can see, it's encrypted with the blockchain encryption for Bitcoin, which is SHA-256. In the case of other blockchains, for example, if I went to the Vertcoin Explorer, this shows me a lot of the same information, things like the recently mined blocks, different transaction IDs, and different wallet addresses, but for the Vertcoin blockchain. If you were on the Ethereum Explorer, you'd be exploring the Ethereum blockchain, and so on and so forth. Message board, in this case, this is bitcointalk.org, and each of these coins will have versions of their own Explorer and their own message board, for example. Now it's going to show you the rank. Obviously, Bitcoin is the OG crypto, so it's ranked number 1. It is mineable, and it's a coin. There are others that are tokens, which are specific to particular economies or a particular crypto network that they're used within. Down here, obviously, we have the charts tab, and the chart is showing you across time, obviously, the market capitalization and the prices that will make you cry. If you look at them, like, for example, in 2013, the price of a Bitcoin was $91. As we know, it is now close to 20,000. And you can choose if you want to see over the course of the last day, 7 days, month, 3 months, year to date, or all time. And it will obviously pull data based on the time frame you select. When you click on the Markets tab, this is pretty interesting. It will show you all the different markets. Again, where it says up here, markets, it's talking about these pairs. These are the markets right here. So there's a market between Litecoin and Bitcoin on Binance. There is a market from EOS to Bitcoin on Bitfinex, and it just shows you all that. These are all the different places where you can find a market being made in Bitcoin. And the volume that's being done. Also, the percentage of all transactions that are happening on that particular network. So in this case, GDAX, which is basically the transaction vehicle that Coinbase uses on the back end, is doing 3.5% of all transactions in the Bitcoin to US dollar market, a total volume right now of $489 million at a price of $17,837. And you can see that there's a difference here where Bithumb is the price on Bithumb is $18,563. So there are some people who are crazy enough to try to arbitrage trade between different exchanges. I think that's extremely difficult, especially with the time that it takes to send Bitcoin transactions, and it's just not necessary. But as you can see, there are different prices across many different exchanges. From the social tab, you can see the tweets by the @Bitcoin handle, and also from the Reddit page, different stories and things in the recent days and weeks from Reddit. Tools will show you, in case you're a developer, you want to embed something like this in your website. That's pretty cool. I think CoinMarketCap is really ahead of the game in this case. And then historical data, just a history, as it says, of where all this information has been in the past. The price at open, its high, its low, market capitalization at different points in time. As you can see, only barely a month ago, the market cap for Bitcoin itself was 122 billion, and now it is up to 275 billion within just under a month. Pretty crazy. Then basically right here, this is some pretty interesting information and important information, if you ask me, with regard to making investment decisions. You have the total market cap. You have the volume, of course, which shows you the volume really indicates how much action is going on in today. How much are people buying and selling today? If there's a ton of volume, usually there's going to be a ton of movement in the price. It usually doesn't sit still. If there's very low volume, usually you're not seeing very much fluctuation in price when it comes to these coins. And then this is important for a lot of people. This is where a lot of people make their decisions based on the circulating supply and the maximum supply, because part of the brilliance of Bitcoin in the beginning is that it has a fixed supply, and not only does it have a fixed supply, but that fixed supply is very gradually released over time. So where we are today, only about 8, almost 9 years into the development of Bitcoin, we're at 16,743,912 Bitcoin that are in existence today. And that's about obviously around 3/4 of the total amount that will ever exist. But it will take around the next 140 to 150 years for the final 4,300,000 or so to be released. So it is gradually being released out into the market, and it keeps the coin very, very rare, which is a great asset in this case. It keeps it as a store of value. So more coins can never be printed out of thin air, thereby siphoning the value of the existing coins, which is not something that can be said for the US dollar or for any fiat currency. In fact, fiat, the word fiat means let it be so, and basically just indicates that the value of something is coming more or less out of thin air just because it is being declared valuable by, in this case, institutions like central banks. So just to show you a quick comparison with Vertcoin, again, official website, Explorer, announcements, there's a chat, there's an official Discord for Vertcoin in this case. Discord, which is like a Slack or messaging system. So a lot of these you'll see a little bit of variation on this side between Bitcoin and the other coins, but they all more or less have the same assets on this side. And as you can see, Vertcoin has a max supply of 84 million as opposed to Bitcoin's 21 million. And for example, just for fun, as opposed to Ripple's, what is this? 38 billion. Yeah, 2 billion IOTA, 25 billion Cardano, 183 billion Bytecoin, for example. All of these columns on CoinMarketCap you can organize by. So for example, name, this will show you one that starts with a number and then A through Z, or you can reverse it. Here's Z, market cap, price, volume, etc. And then this is a good way, for example, if you want to see what is trending right now. If I click on the 24-hour change, apparently Time New Bank, whatever this is up 112% in the last 24 hours. A bunch of huge gainers, 55, 45, etc. These coins over here. Thankfully, I'm seeing some familiar names that are sitting in my portfolio. And then if you hit the reverse, today it's a pretty light day in terms of losses, because usually you'll be able to see massive losses, pretty much equivalent to whatever the gains are. But apparently the biggest loser today, at least right now, is Decentraland at only 12%. So obviously overall it's a pretty good day in the crypto world if these are the losses of barely 20 or 30 coins that have lost less than 15%, and dozens and dozens and dozens, if not more, coins that are up from 1% to 112%. So really good information on CoinMarketCap. I know this is very basic stuff for a lot of people, so excuse me if you already know this or if this seems too easy, but you'd be surprised the type of things that people that are very new do and don't know, and even people that have used this site for a while may or may not have seen available to them. So I wanted to give people the ability to take advantage of it.